Hello everybody, back to the Motown Mex channel. I'm your host as always, the Mex Canadian, and we got some Detroit Red Wings trade news for you. I know, but it's not what you're thinking and it's not what you're hoping. Actually, it probably is what you're thinking because I'm posting this basically, I think like an hour after the trade went down. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But regardless, the Detroit Red Wings have made a trade, and they got David Perron from the Ottawa Senators for a conditional 4th round pick. Those conditions are if David Perron plays one single regular season game, they get the 4th round pick. Right, so the 4th round pick doesn't actually come into play unless David Perron plays a single game, which the word is he has been skating. He skated this week, I believe, with the Senators, and he was likely to play for them on their upcoming road trip. So that's very good news, which means that that 4th round will go to Ottawa. And if the Red Wings make it past the 1st round and play in the 2nd round, and David Perron plays at least 50% of the 1st round games, which if the Red Wings make it, they probably will, or he probably will, that means it becomes a 2026 3rd round pick, either of which I am more than happy with giving up for David Perron. Now, you guys probably remember David Perron spent 2 seasons with the Red Wings, and they were 2 really good seasons. It was mostly in their top 6 because at the time the Red Wings were insanely awful, and they needed him. So in his first season in 22-23, 56 points in 82 games, and then after that, 47 points in 76 games. Now, his last 2 seasons, his time in Ottawa, wow, that was a lot of his. His time in Ottawa wasn't very productive, I guess you could say. 16 points in 43 seasons last season, which I'm not going to put an insane amount of stock in. And this season, much better, 25 points in 49 games. He was on track to be about roughly half a point per game, which is at most the most that you can expect from David Perron at this stage in his career. He is a current UFA. Not a current, but he is going to be a UFA after this season with a cap hit of $4 million. Very likely that he retires after this season. And I love this pickup for the Red Wings. I do. They need help in their bottom 6, and David Perron provides that bottom 6 scoring. Not to mention, he's an insanely good veteran and locker room presence. You know, word was that when he left the Red Wings, there was a very big leadership gap that needed to be filled, and they've still struggled to find that leadership gap, right? Like, they obviously they have Patrick Kane, but David Perron was just such an insanely good leader. I remember there was a story back in 23-24, I believe it was, where he had to give the team an insanely good pep talk during a players only meeting, I believe it was, and they went on an insane run after that. So David Perron has an effect on the locker room one way or another, and he's a monster at board battles. He might be the best puck protector in the league, which is something that can really help the team right now. Not just because he can do it, but also because he can have guys like Soderblom, Finney, Casper, even Rasmussen to an extent, watch him and learn from that. I mean, Soderblom's already become a really good puck protector, but he's not an expert at it, right? He's not Perron's status at it. And same with Finney and Casper. They're really good puck protectors. They just need to take that extra step with it. So I believe this is a great pickup for the Red Wings, and I don't see any reason to be upset about it. A lot of people are upset about it because this is the first move Yzerman's made at the trade deadline, and they're just assuming it's going to be the only move he makes, which I don't believe is going to be the case. I know it's definitely possible because we are talking about Steve Yzerman, and he's not exactly the most trade-active GM in the league, right? Like, he's made 2 types of trades in his entire career in Detroit so far, and that's for middling bottom 6 player or top tier player, right? Like, we had Alex DeBrincat, John Gibson, but then we've also had Klim Kostin and the Klim Kostin trade. We've also, he either makes a really good trade or a really bad trade. Let's just keep it at that, right? He either makes a really good trade or a really bad trade. And this is a decent trade. Just a simple, decent trade. And I think it's a good one. He brings stuff that the Red Wings desperately need, and he's somebody that can help with the push down the road. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.